again. It's a rich thing.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl BinkiBianca with some more blog talk. And today we're going to be talking about Jill Scott and her views on Chris Brown and the way that people are treating her because of her views. Okay, so over the weekend, Chris Brown actually released a crazy diss track against Quavo called Weakest Link. And it was a pretty fire track. I'm not even gonna front. It was good. And it was a direct shot to Quavo. And Jill Scott just took that moment to give Chris his flowers because of the type of kind of like Renaissance man that he is when it comes to art. But before we get to Jill, let's back up a little and talk about this history of beef between Chris Brown and Quavo, just to give some context to that part of the conversation. So Chris Brown had a song on his album called 1111 Deluxe, the song called Freak. And in that song, he makes a mention towards Quavo. And this is what he said. He said, "Effing my old bitches ain't gonna make us equal. Sipping at 1942, cause I don't do no Quavo. Freak, bitch. She like Casamigos, not the Migos." Okay. Now he is referring to Quavo and Karrueche seemingly dated. Now it was never really confirmed, but it was out there, and you know, Chris must have known something because they've had beef ever since. And I think this was like way back in like 2017 or something, that Quavo and Karrueche were rumored to be seeing each other at one point. I mean, even at the BET Awards, Chris Brown and the Migos almost got into it backstage or in a parking garage or something during that time because of the whole Karrueche Chris Quavo situation. Now, Quavo did respond to the lines, and he released a track of his own where he responded, and it was a song called Tender. And what he said was, "You did the bitch wrong, and now the bitch gone. She posted with a thug. Call the bitch phone, she won't come home. Don't beat her up. It must be the drugs. Need to cross out your plug." Okay. Then he also says, "Tell me, little bro, what's your issue? It's over a thought. You said it's bigger than that, but no, it is not. It's cause I be digging in that. It got him hot. I'm giving respect, but I know you not. Your bitch on my neck, your bitch at the spot." Okay. So that was Quavo's response. Now, for whatever reason, that made Chris spaz out, okay, and release an entire diss track called Weakest Link. And he went in, okay. So part of that track, he said, "What's all that boss shit you talking? You ain't no huncho, ninja. You the weakest link out of your clique. Let's keep it a hundo, ninja. You F my ex hoe. That's cool. I don't get no F, little ninja. Cause I F'd your ex when you were still with her, bitch. I'm up, little ninja. They say revenge is sweet. Now think about that shit. Don't let that line go over your head. I must just sing about that shit. I had her feeling about that deed. There's something sweet about that shit. I got some tea about that bit. But I ain't gonna speak about that shit." Okay. Now it goes on and on. But essentially, Chris is saying, okay, listen, you might have slept with or messed with Karrueche when we were broken up. She was my ex at the time that you dealt with her, but I was with your chick when you were still with her. I slept with your girl. And he is alluding to Saweetie when he said that. And he even said there's something sweet about that. You know, come on now. We not slow. We're not gonna play slow on that. So he did that, and he went on and he even referenced saying that, like, you know, when Takeoff died, he was the only one that had respect out of the whole group. When he died, people wished it was Quavo. So it kind of got crazy. But listen, it's a diss track. Some people go to hell with it. They go all the way low with it. You know, it can be exciting. But in the end, this prompted some props from Jill Scott, you know. And mind you, Jill has been watching this rap stuff and she's been commentating and tweeting on it. She's tweeted about Kendrick, she's tweeted about Drake, you know, all this stuff. So then she tweets about Chris Brown and she adds him and she says, Chris Brown is amazing. How does anybody sing like that? Dance, look, act, and rap like that? Beyond gifted. It appears exceptional people have to go through exceptional fire. There's nothing to debate. And then a Twitter user responds and says, I think the women he's abused would disagree. And Jill responds and says, I doubt it. My mother's ex-husband was a mean, violent human, and he could lay foundation better than anyone in my city. What he did with cement was awe-inspiring. We got away. He got a raise and praise for his ability. God dealt with the rest. Okay. Then someone else said, I love you, Jill, but he has so many domestic abuse cases. It's ridiculous. We can't look past that. And so Jill said, I love you too. I'm not here to fight anyone else's battles. Since women hear the stories, they should avoid that street. Running backwards and moving traffic makes zero sense. Therapy for every damn body. Okay. Then Jill, now she deleted her original tweet, or at least I can't see it right now. But on her Twitter today, when I just looked at it, I saw that she had a response that she posted yesterday and then even one a few hours ago. So she said, because people were barraging her, like upset that she was praising Chris for his talent. So Jill said yesterday, look, years of prayer, therapy, self-reflection, and making every effort to keep my feet on the ground has made me compassionate for other human beings. People go through shit and do terrible shit. We say we believe in God, pray for enlightenment. We are a living testimony. Then a few hours ago, she said, walked away, came back, Googled, read tweets, listened to friends, and considered the state of us as a whole. Some lead with love. You gave me perspectives to consider and directive. Thank you. Some of you only want the highs of war. You may have your war. Okay? And that's where she left it, at least the last time I saw it. So listen, at this point, I just feel like people need to understand your opinion is your opinion. Mine is mine. You know, if Jill wants to say, hey, I'm looking at this man and his artistry and I'm in awe. Like, I'm really surprised that he's that good. Like, not only can he sing, not only can he dance, not only can he, you know, make incredible music videos, not only, you know, is he, you know, just an amazing person, he's an actor, but he can also rap and rap on that level. He deserves his flowers, you know, and he's a handsome young man. Like, he's just got a lot going for him. What a talented person. She's allowed to say that, and she's allowed to think that. You know, I know people feel like you have to share my opinion, but again, we don't have to share each other's opinion. You have yours and I have mine. What's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. And the way that Jill handled these people, I respect her greatly for that, because she backed them off. You know, for some reason, I think people are at a point in life, and I don't know if it's just social media or just mentally whatever, where it's like, either you agree with me and agree with everything I say and think exactly like me, or I am going to torment you, I'm going to harass you, I'm going to hate on you, you know, until you do, or I'm going to turn my back on you because I can't convince you to think like me.
I ain't fucking with that.
Shut the fuck up. I ain't asked you to fuck with it, bitch.
Yes, sir.
My motherfucking response, not yours.
I don't know why people can't just say, okay, this is my opinion, that's yours, and leave it there. If I'm talking about someone's art and I'm talking about how talented they are, I'm not saying they have the strongest moral character in the world, that this is a person I want my son to be exactly like this person. She said his art. She literally kept everything on his art. And then the man's even a painter. Someone, you know, pointed out in the comments too, like, he's even a painter. Like, Chris is a very talented person. You know, yes, he has problems and troubles and, you know, character flaws. I mean, that a lot of us don't necessarily have, but she wasn't talking about that. So like she said, listen, if a woman knows about his history, it's up to her to avoid dating him, right? When she says, don't go down that street, that's what Jill is saying. Listen, if you hear about that stuff, then you understand, don't date him, don't sleep with him, don't deal with him on that level, because you've heard these things and you've seen these things. But I'm not talking about that. And I think that people need to understand that we live in a world where, guess what? Two things can be true. A person can be multi-talented. A person can be awe-inspiring and have flawed character, you know, and not necessarily be someone you want to be friends with or someone you want to date. But you can say, God has gifted this person. I see it. I feel it. I see, you know, his anointing on this person's life and talents. I don't know. I mean, are me and Jill tripping? Are we being too easy on Chris? Are we supposed to, like, you know, stone the man for the rest of his life? Or is it that, you know, Jill is onto something and it's commendable that she's able to stand in her opinion regardless of how people think about it? Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, and I'll talk back with y'all soon. Later.